Hi, Peter Boolkah here, and welcome to today's edition of The Transition Guy. Now, today's episode wasn't exactly a planned episode. In fact, it's probably going to be more of a rant than it is going to be of an episode. But hey, let me rant on. So what's inspired today's episode? To be honest with you, I was looking on Facebook today, and I was just going through the feeds, and I saw a sponsored feed. And it was a sponsored feed from quite a well-known UK blogger, sort of podcaster, YouTuber called Rob Moore. So I curiously sort of looked at it, and he's offering a free online podcaster summit. And basically what he's trying to do, he's saying if you want to monetize your podcast, improve its performance, etc., he's putting on this event. And it's free. Great. So, interestedly, I sort of looked at the comments. And what did I see? The frickin' keyboard warriors are out. Yep, that's it. They're out in force. The happy people are coming out to play. So, normally I wouldn't engage. But knowing what I've seen of Rob, he's a pretty decent chap. He's out there, he's putting on a lot of good content. He's had great guests on his podcasts. So I thought, I was interested. So what have you got to say about Rob? And I was quite shocked at the negativity, to be honest with you. And people were bitching and moaning, saying that he was preying on the vulnerable. Well, what does that even mean? Now at this point, I'm curious. Who out there online is vulnerable to a sponsored ad? So I start asking the questions. Okay, I'm a bit confused there. What am I missing? Well, he's putting on this event and he's asking for your email address. Yep, good. What am I missing? Well, he's preying on the vulnerable. Okay, how so? Well, he is. He shouldn't be putting this stuff out there. Really? Why not? Okay, let's put it because times are tough out there. Okay. So I'm still confused. What are we saying right now? Who's vulnerable? Didn't answer. People are dying. Yep, that is true. They are dying. People die every single day, correct. People are dying from cancer. You've got more people dying from cancer than you've had from COVID. People are losing their jobs. Yes, they are. I'm still failing to see the problem, given that my business has shrunk 70% because I can't do the speaking engagements that I was doing prior to all of this. So I'm thinking, okay, vulnerable, what does that really mean? And I just sort of put it into context to my sort of situation. So I see sponsored ads all the time. I mean, I'm into photography. I wanted to learn to become a better photographer. What did I get to see? Well, you know, when you buy your computer stuff online, when you buy your lenses or whatever, you get your cookies, they track you. Before you know it, Facebook knows what you're buying, and then you're getting the relevant sponsored ads. So cool. Now, what do I see? I see photographers offering courses. Great. Some of them are free. What do? Sign up to the free ones. Why? Because I want to learn. I know that my photography isn't necessarily up to speed. I need to do some learning. That's all well and good. Yes, they've got my email address. Why would they not have my email address? They're giving me something for free. Of course they're going to want something in return. Are they going to want to market to me? Of course they are. They're going to want to be sending the next level programs. That's absolutely fine. I'm still not vulnerable. It's my choice if I pay for the upgrades. And I've done that on many occasions where they've sent me upgrades through that is pertinent to where I'm at. I've done it. And have they added value in my life? Absolutely. But bear in mind, I've never been a victim in all of this. I've never been vulnerable. It's been my choice. So why do people play the vulnerable card? It gets on my nerves. Look, we're heading towards a recession. It's going to happen. You're going to get used to this stuff. It's real. Now, you're going to have people out there talking about the recession and the impact of the recession. It's not scaremongering. It's fact. This stuff's going to happen. And when a recession comes, an economy shrinks. Fact. Are people going to lose their jobs? Yes. Fact. Are people going to go bankrupt? Fact. Are people going to lose their homes? Yes. Are people going to lose their businesses? Yes. What? We can't talk about the truth now. We can't say that this is going to happen because it's going to hurt someone's feelings. It's happening. But also, during a recession, around 80% of people keep their jobs, etc. Businesses survive and businesses thrive. But you can't profit out of other people's misfortune. Okay, some people have had genuine misfortune. Genuine. And that is tragic. But a lot of people's misfortune is due to their own stupidity. I'm not being funny. When you're buying all the bling, you've got the sports cars, etc., but you've got no freaking money behind you, ready for a recession, enjoy bankruptcy. You plan for it. But don't stop people from putting the stuff out there. Don't be a hater, please. Okay? There's people out there putting stuff on because they genuinely want to add value, but also people out there are trying to make a living. They're trying to be the ones that do not go bust. And I just don't understand that if you don't want to do nothing about it, and you don't want to be the one proactively moving forward, don't hit the ones that are. Because they're taking ownership and they're doing stuff. I actually asked the question, with all these naysayers on Rob Moore's sort of sponsored feed, I asked the question, so how many of you into podcasting? 90% of them weren't. Hold on, but this was a sponsored ad for wannabe podcasters. You guys have got too much time on your hands because you're interfering in stuff that has nothing to do with you. Listen, if you haven't had enough love as a kid, go and get that shit sorted. But don't make other people's life a misery because you're in a bad place. You go and take ownership and you stop being that victim because it ain't a good place to be. Now, as I said to you before, I've lost 70% of my business due to COVID and not being able to travel. And I could be sort of sitting at home licking my wounds and saying, oh, poor little me. I haven't. I've been frantically marketing. I'm working on sort of changing my programs. And I'm doing a lot of learning right now because I do understand that the world outside around us is changing. And the reality is, if we're going to wait for it to spring back and be the way it was, it's never going to be how it used to be. So we can't operate in the new tomorrow using yesterday's thinking. So I'm doing stuff about it. My message in this video, or in this sort of today's episode, is please do not be a victim. Do not put yourself in a position where you think you are vulnerable, because you can do something about it. Everyone can do something about it. It's your choice. Now, if you want to look at how to do something about it, there's loads of free resources. You've got YouTube, you've got Google. There is the information out there. You've just got to be saying to yourself, okay, I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to search. And if you put those terms into Google, the stuff that you want to learn about, there's loads of free stuff that will come up. That's it for today. It beautifully lends itself to failing to learn really is learning to fail. Don't ever put yourself in that position. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope you've had some value. Please stay safe.